Is testing
Right.
one,
Warning.
two.
The show you are about to
No,
watch is for
stop
comedic
it.
purposes only.
Stop it.
We strive
Stop.
to entertain and make you laugh.
There we go.
We strive.
I hit the wrong one
Don't you hate it when it happens?
all the time. I do it all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Good thing we're messing around. All right.
Right.
All right. Where's my my restream signed me out.
Whoops.
Well, how else do you think I'm going to keep up with all the chat? Choose the vehicles. Well, that's got a vehicle. That's got a vehicle. So does that one, that one, that one, that one. I hate these stupid captures.
Instead of finding a new form of social media, we should all go back to bonfires, tailgate parties, night fishing, porch sitting, and cruising with the radio playing.
Oh, God, yes, please.
I agree.
Okay, it keeps telling me it's not letting me log in. Why is it not letting me log in? Vehicles. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Next. And it's wrong. Buses. Reload. Fire hydrants.
Cashier. Your total is $6.66. Country folks. Oh no, that's the devil. Here, add this Pepsi.
Select
Carol.
all images. Hello, Carol.
Hi, Carol.
Why won't it let me log in?
I don't know. 33 months for Miss Lady Death now.
Whoop, whoop.
She does hers 11 days before I have to do mine.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You're keeping track, huh? All right.
Well, I just checked mine, and mine said it's 11 days
Nice.
before I'm up. My resub is available.
Why won't Restream let me in?
Kaya!
What up? We're getting ready. Getting ready. Restream's not letting me in at the moment. And I don't know why.
Restream's being a dragon bitch.
It really is. Good thing I have all my passwords saved so I can just pull it up.
Right.
That's what I put in. How many crosswalks are there? There's that one. Verify. How many vehicles? Those. Verify. How many buses? Those. Verify. Seriously, bicycles now. Sure. I'll just click them all. Crosswalk. Yeah, Restream chat is not letting me in, and I don't know why. I'm wondering if it's a effed up situation, which it might be. So I'm just gonna restart it and see what I can do. See what I can come up with. Yeah. Yep. So hello everybody. We're gonna go. Oh sure, now it logs me in. All right then, you bastard. So anyway, hello everybody. Hello Lady Death. Hello Carol. JT, Lady Death just subscribed. What was it? 33 months? 33 straight months?
Sir.
Yay.
33 in a row.
33. Lovely. So hello everybody. We're gonna get started right away because we gotta get this episode done and out of the way here. Make sure it's good to go. So JT, take it away.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to Avenger Pretenders. This week, episode 2 of What If with the Geek and the Redneck. Right here on Accidental Punch TV.
All right. Yes, we are here starring one geek and a redneck. And that's how we roll, folks. I'm the geek, Sully. And of course, the redneck is JT. Yay! And this podcast is all about what if. We're talking about what if. This is what, version 3.2. Notice how I said version, not season. It's version. Version 3.2, where we are discussing all the episodes of What If. So yay. And this week's episode was What If T'Challa, also known as Black Panther, became Star-Lord, which was very interesting. And again, this is another one of those episodes where, people are freaking out about certain things. People are...
That's gonna be every week.
It really is. Listen, folks, you can take it as serious as you want. You can see it as one way or not. You can say that it's woke or it's not woke. Whatever. To me, as a comic freak, and I am a comic freak, I love comics. I always have. I love Marvel. I love DC. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which, I can't wait to get into a comic of that. But that's besides the point. It's for entertainment purposes, and it's a direct spin-off of Loki, so it's different variables, different variants, different timelines, all being branched off, things being changed. And that's one of my biggest things, is that it's completely different. It's completely different, okay?
Yep.
And that's what I like about it. And
it is definitely not, when I went into this, I guess I had a certain expectation
okay,
of what was coming, what it was going to be like, and,
Sure.
and all those kind of things. And, it got blown out of the water week 1.
right?
And then I turned around this week and it got blown out of the water again. So,
Sure.
because I figure, okay, well, maybe it'll go this way. Second episode. Well, it didn't. So, but it's nice. It's a nice change of pace
Yes.
with what the routine has been with,
Absolutely.
the MCU and everything. So,
Absolutely. And one of the things that, right off the bat, obviously, this second episode, was, it was Chadwick Boseman's last thing. Last.
I like how they put the thing at the end. That was very nice.
Yeah, and, it was definitely in memory toward Chadwick Boseman. And so this week was If T'Challa Became Star-Lord. And it opens up with 1988, where the Ravagers are hired by Ego. So they did keep that whole background story going with Guardians of the Galaxy. I want to say hi to Keaton, who just came into chat room. Hello. He says, hello, fellers. And guess what? Look, he's only 5 minutes late.
Yeah, very, very good, very good.
Hey.
Real quick, Nakia said the tribute at the end made me cry.
It probably made a lot of people cry, and that's all right. And that's
I
all
teared
right.
up a little, just a little bit though.
It was certainly interesting to see what they did. So basically, what they keep the basis of Guardians of the Galaxy in line, where if you've seen the movie of Guardians of the Galaxy, where Yondu actually talks about Peter's father hiring them to go get Peter.
Right.
And then, of course, it continues in Volume 2 and soon to be Volume 3. So they do keep that... Always talking shit.
Always,
yes.
Keith. Always.
Pot stirrer me. Yes. That's what I do.
more like pop breaker.
That's also true. But I do have to thank Keaton and his wonderful, I believe, fiance Kate. They were watching me for almost 2 hours, dying, like every 5 minutes.
Want to send a big thank you out to Sim Trisha, who has just resubscribed at Tier 1 for the second month
Yay!
in a row.
And Sim Trisha is on the mend, and I'm glad she's on the mend. She's feeling a little bit better.
That's good.
Yeah, I know she's already announced it to her viewers and followers in her Discord. She was a little under the weather with the Rona, but she's doing better now, which is good.
I
Yeah.
call it the vid.
The vid.
The vid.
All right, the vid. Yeah, the vid. There you go.
The vid.
So hello,
because
Sim
Rona is, there's too many. My Sharona. Yeah, there's too many ways to go with that.
All right,
But
true.
the vid is just bam, it's there.
Bam, there it is.
So the vid.
There it is.
And
So
there's Trisha.
there she
Great
is.
to see you in the chat
There
room,
she is.
Trisha.
And she's helping me out quite a lot with the research on The Sims. So I'm learning stuff. But anyway, back to our episode of What If T'Challa became Star-Lord. We get to the point where the Ravagers were hired. Yondu was hired to go get Peter Quill, which same
Okay,
process. The only difference now is, in this case, Yondu assigns Kraglin and Taserface. Sorry, I have to do it. Taserface! Have to do it.
Thank you.
What kind of name is Taserface?
One that you don't want to make fun of.
Yep. But they did get the original voice back for Taserface, which was really cool. But instead, what happens is that instead of getting Peter Quill, they kidnap a young T'Challa who is out after would you call it a fight with his dad?
No, it wouldn't. I
Or more
wouldn't-
like an
I wouldn't call it
argument.
an argument. I wouldn't call it a fight at all. I would classify it as a conversation that you are going to have with your kid
Sure.
many times, where they're asking questions, expressing their thoughts,
Yeah.
and you are giving them your years of knowledge to try to
Okay.
make them understand. I wouldn't classify that. I wouldn't really even classify that. Nikaya says it was a disagreement. I wouldn't even say that was a disagreement.
Could go
Reason
both
being,
ways.
there were no raised voices.
Yeah, there really wasn't. I mean,
You know,
it wasn't
it
like he
was-
was talking down to him or anything.
No, it was a very calm conversation. T'Challa would make a statement or ask a question, and his father would come back with some very knowledgeable information
Sure.
as to why we can't or shouldn't, or
Right.
what he would be looking at. So,
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
I wouldn't call it a fight or an argument or anything like that at all.
Okay. But how about a learning curve?
It was a discussion about
Certain things.
reality.
Yeah.
Or a discussion about reality in real life and what he because T'Challa has a certain image in his head of what is outside of
Wakanda.
Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
And his father, who obviously, being the envoy and everything, has been outside into the real world
Right.
where his son hasn't. So he's trying to bring him that knowledge,
Yeah. So from there, we fast forward. Well, we can't really fast forward yet because T'Challa is still young. He gets abducted by the Ravagers, and Yondu kind of freaks out a little bit first.
Mm-hmm.
But then he says to him, well, do you want to go back or do you want to stay with us and see an entire universe of planets?
Right.
And that's really where
I want
everything
to
starts to
explore
kick
the
off.
world. Well, here's the universe.
Yeah, here's the universe. You want to take a look? I love Keaton's nickname. Rocket is great. And yes, if that was more than a PG-13 movie, that probably would have been used. So for those watching this, yep, that's that. Good job, Keaton. You made me laugh. So, which it really isn't hard to do, but so now we fast forward 20 years later. T'Challa, we fast forward where T'Challa is now Star-Lord, but Captain Country UK, meanwhile, on Little House on the Prairie, morning from this side. Good morning, sir. And hello, how are you?
Our great friend from the
Oh,
UK.
I love Neil. I love that he chimes in when he can. It's awesome.
Hmm.
Uh, so T'Challa is now the famous Star Lord, not the
Yeah.
infamous, the famous. This is where the parallels and the split kind of happens because when Peter Quill is on Morag in
Big
the
time.
movie, he says, "I'm Star Lord, man, legendary outlaw." Nobody knows who he is.
Right.
Nobody knows who he is. But this time, everybody knows who he is because T'Challa himself has reformed the Ravagers. They're no longer
Hmm.
criminals. They're now inspired by Robin Hood. They steal from the rich and give to the poor. They help those who need helping. And that's how they roll. Just like the cat, which would be Oreo, loves to be part of the show every time we're live. Kitty cam, folks. Kitty cam. Now, not only did the reformed Ravagers, who are now taking their cues from Robin Hood, change their ways, but in this timeline, Thanos, yes,
That
Thanos
part blew my mind.
is a part of the Ravagers.
And he's a good guy,
He's a good guy,
but he still wants to, commit like worldwide genocide.
of course, but after speaking with T'Challa persuaded Thanos to abandon his plan of eliminating half of life from the universe and become part of them, which is perfectly, perfectly fine. No, it's a different timeline, folks. Different things
Yeah.
happen. No need to freak out and say it would never happen. That's why it's called What If.
And that's why people who don't understand need to fully listen to the intro
Yes.
because it will explain to you what you're about to see.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Twilight Zone. Outer
Hmm.
Limits. What If. It's comic books version of the Twilight Zone and Outer Limits, okay?
There you go.
So,
There you go.
at this point in time, Thanos also believes that Yondu tried to bring T'Challa home, and Yondu said Earth was destroyed. Or sorry, Wakanda was destroyed. It wasn't just
Wakanda.
Earth.
I was going to
It
say
was
not the Earth,
Wakanda.
but Wakanda.
So while he was trying to go and get the orb on Morag, T'Challa recruits Korath, the pursuer, who did in fact try to, the friendly way, attack him. Oh, please, please, sir, can you attack? Like, it was, oh my God, you're Star Lord? All right. Can you beat me up?
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
that interaction was just a little bit too weird for me.
A little bit. A
I
little
mean,
bit.
talk about hero worship at the wrong freaking time.
In front of your goons.
Yeah.
In front of your goons and in front of everybody. And
Should I use the gun? Should I not use the gun? What do you want me
if
to
you
do?
want to use the gun, by all means. And obviously, T'Challa gets the Power Stone. Gets the Power Stone by getting the orb. And T'Challa recruits Korath, the pursuer, to join the Ravagers instead. So not only does he kick his ass for no apparent reason, but now he's joined up with the Ravagers under the tutelage of T'Challa because he wants to learn.
Right.
He wants to learn and better himself.
I like his comment when he went back to get him.
Yeah.
I've hired worse.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay.
I've hired worse.
I mean, at least this guy knows how to fight a little bit.
Sure. Sure. But and that's probably where a lot of people are like, wait a second here. This wouldn't happen. It really wouldn't. And I'm going to say, yeah, it will, because it's what if. And if you remember in Loki, the last episode of Loki, he who has survived, the one who controls it all, flat out said, there are different variants of me. Some good, some bad.
Some bad.
Some you don't even want to meet. This is that version of Thanos. The good.
Mm-hmm.
Just putting it out there.
It's the good, the bad, and the ugly.
So after they bring the orb back, the Ravagers are approached by none other than Nebula. Yay, Nebula! Notice how Gamora was not there. But not only do we have Nebula, but Nebula with hair.
Right. That threw me off. That threw me off a little bit.
I mean, it threw me off a little bit, but you knew it was Nebula. Karen Gillian is Nebula. She does fantastic. You know, it was awesome. Captain Country, I bumped into your man Loki. He was relieved when I told that I'm not the Watcher. I can't wait for them to bring the Watcher into... I mean, they already brought the Watcher into the MCU with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, but I can't wait till he's actually, like, a part of it. Yeah, he's a part of it with What If, but I really can't wait until he's actually there on screen with Jeffrey Wright's voice, not interfering, but interfering. Because he has done that before. He has done that before. And as a matter of fact, I think there's a comic storyline where the original Nick Fury kills him. So...
Really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, back to Nebula coming up to the Ravagers. She's proposing that they do a heist. And the heist is going to be up against Tenelier Tivan, the Collector. Now, for those that don't know the Collector, shame on you. That's number one. Number two...
I even know who the Collector is.
Yeah. But what I really like about this version of the Collector, he's a lot more ruthless. A lot more ruthless. And we'll get into that.
I've been trying to think of a good descriptive word for him, and I haven't been able to come up with one yet.
Yeah. Well, for example, you know, when they first brought him in with Thor: The Dark World, he was just doing what he normally does. He's the Collector. He does what he needs to do. Want to say hi to Kay, who just chimed in on Twitch. Hello, Kay. I think she remembered her password finally. Yay. I'm sure I'll catch flack for that. But that's okay.
Oh, yeah. Probably.
It's okay. She's got like 2 or 3 of them. She's got JT's Lady and I think Photo Lady, too, I think is one of her other screen names.
Yep, Neil.
Oh, crap. Run away. So here we are where they're considering a heist against the Collector. And the main artifact that they're trying to get is the Embers of Genesis. Which, whatever, Sully. That was the best flack you got? Come on. I got all night. Sorry. And for those listening on the podcast, obviously, if you want to chime in, by all means, twitch.tv/accidental punch. We're live every Monday for Avenger Pretenders. You can chime in with the rest of the chat and be part of the show as well. So the Embers of Genesis is a cosmic dust capable of terraforming ecosystems and eradicating galactic hunger, which, if you think about it, is the complete opposite of what Thanos was trying to do by eliminating half of all life in the universe. All right? So this is the opposite. This is, we're going to give you the opportunity to get rid of hunger and terraform a planet where you can save it and people can grow and develop cities and you know, do what you need to do. Okay?
Well, it's supposed to heal a planet in minutes.
Yes.
It's supposed to heal an entire planet in minutes.
Yep. So
See, we need
obviously,
to get some of those. Then we wouldn't have to worry about global warming anymore.
right, right, right. Keaton, I'll answer that question after the podcast. That's a whole different thing. Oreo's attacking your background again. So anyway, obviously Tavon's location is at nowhere, which if you guys don't know from Guardians of the Galaxy or even in the comic books, nowhere is in the severed head of a former Celestial. So that's where the Collector's hideout is. And this time, though...
Wait.
What?
I hate to stop you,
Okay.
but something just popped in my head.
Ooh, a theory.
A theory.
Ooh.
Or, well, not really a theory, but a wonder.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. We gotta... What's your theory or wonder, my friend?
Well, you just said that, it's in the head of a celestial, one of the celestial beings.
Uh-huh.
Does that tie into the three from Loki?
I guess we'll find out.
Good thought? Bad thought?
We'll find out.
You're being called.
I will say that. We'll find out.
He's
Okay.
reacting.
Okay. Just so everybody knows, JT's lady is obviously Kay. She's in the chat. And I have a feeling she just saw the cat on camera and called her out.
She's out there going, Oreo, Oreo, Oreo.
There you go. Look at that.
And as soon as she heard him, as soon as Oreo heard her, boy, she was gone.
That's it.
Right out the door.
So, anyway.
Maybe Kay is the watcher.
In this case,
she is in my world.
In this case, yes. The only difference now is the Dark Order is not under
Working
Thanos.
for Thanos.
They're under the Collector, who is one big scary mob boss, pretty much.
Funky looking dude.
Well, you got to remember they tried to keep it from the MCU. Okay.
He reminded me of the guy that does the commentary on figure skating. Has the really funky hair and dresses really crazy, and he just reminded me of him.
Okay, I got you. I
mean, it's the closest comparison I can come to.
It's not a bad part. I'm just saying. So the plan goes, they're going to infiltrate Tavon's headquarters, and the Black Order is now going to... They're basically the muscle now. They're the muscle for Tavon. They're not under Thanos. They're not known as Thanos' children, but they are the same people. They are the same people. And they're going to infiltrate, and they're going to do what they need to do. So Nebula and Yondu offer him the orb. They offer him the Power Stone. And that is basically the distraction, so to speak, when it comes to this heist. Because T'Challa is now going to go through his wonderful, vast collection of artifacts. And while he's doing so, he finds a Wakandan spacecraft. Now, obviously, in this timeline, Wakanda does space travel. Mm-hmm. We didn't know this. Keep an eye on that. That may be a little bit of a Easter egg. I don't know, but it may be.
Right.
So T'Challa walks into the spacecraft and he notices it and he sees a message, and it turns out that his father was searching for him the entire time. Searched all over Earth and decided to send a spacecraft out, and it got intercepted. Clearly.
By the Collector and his peoples.
Yep. So after he realizes that Yondu lied to him about Wakanda, all of the Ravagers were then captured. because Nebula betrayed everybody.
And I will say this real quick. I give to T'Challa credit.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that would have been me, if I'd have been in T'Challa's shoes, everything we were doing would have stopped right then and there, and I would have gone and found him and kicked his ass.
Yeah, probably.
Just right out, it's. I got to. You've lied to me all these years. I thought my entire family and my home had been destroyed, and all of a sudden I find out that you lied to me. You've been lying to me forever.
Sure.
Time to pay.
Yeah.
We'll finish everything else later, but I'm going to kick your ass first.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing, And we'll get into it because there are Easter eggs, by the way, folks. There are Easter eggs, so we'll get there. There's a lot in this one, and it's more homage type things, or paying respect to the original MCU timeline. So we will get into it. Obviously, right. When T'Challa gets captured. I do the quotation marks for that one. Captured. He decries Tavon's practice of imprisoning others in his collection and basically says, what you're doing is freaking wrong. Knock it off. Okay?
Right.
And that's when we see some wonderful things happening. The assistant to Tavon, who is Karina. We know Karina from Guardians of the Galaxy. She basically bit the dust in the first one. So if you haven't seen that movie, shame on you. You should have seen it by now because, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is coming out in like 2 years. So check up on it. But she shoots Ebony Maw. And if you don't know who Ebony Maw is, he's the one that went after Doctor Strange in Infinity War and got sucked out due to the wonderful Aliens reference by Peter Parker, Spider-Man. So, Ebony Maw goes down, and that's when things get very interesting because Nebula decides to shoot Corvus Clave and rescues the rest of the Ravagers, revealing that she and T'Challa planned a triple cross which enabled her to acquire the Embers. She got them. She did what she needed to do. Then, of course, Cull Obsidian. If you don't know who Cull Obsidian is, he's the big guy. He's the big guy with the axe. Well, this is when things get a little cheesy and pretty cool at the same time. Nebula and Thanos decide to go after Cull Obsidian, and I forget who said it. I think Yondu was the one who said it. That Thanos was crazy. And all you see is Thanos turn his head and says, "No, I'm mad." And I'm like,
"Yep."
Don't get me wrong. I get he's the Mad Titan, but really?
No, it was Nebula that said that.
Nebula said it. Okay. Well,
it was Nebula that said it because it was right after one of my favorite lines in the movie. Run, but we're already running.
Yeah, we're already running. So, in all aspects, him turning and doing that, sinister smile saying, "No, I'm mad." I thought that was
smile.
Yeah, I thought that was a little cheesy, but I get it. I do. I get it.
It was cool.
It cool.
It definitely fit the
cheesiness.
Well, it definitely fit the timeline and the way everything had been going.
Sure.
Because
yes,
if you think about it, most of it was pretty cheesy anyway.
Yeah. Agreed.
In all reality, so.
Agreed. And of course, Proxima Midnight gets into the mix, and she gets destroyed too. She gets taken out, and T'Challa and Yondu go up against Tavon, and they take care of him. They pretty much kick his ass. Yeah, and he was tough. I mean, he was getting his ass kicked. He was kicking their asses for most of the fight, but they do defeat him. And Karina decides...
No, wait a minute. T'Challa wasn't involved in that fight.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Not in the fight with Thanos because he was still over in another part.
No, Tavon, the Collector.
Okay.
Yeah, him and Yondu were fighting the Collector.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
not
Gotcha.
Thanos. No. Tavon, the Collector.
I thought you were still talking about the Thanos fight. My bad.
So once they basically defeat him, all right, I got to repeat this. Captain Country said, "Can we talk about Scooby Doo next week? I'll be able to join in with that one." I'll tell you what. After we're done the What If series, now obviously we're only on episode 2, I will make JT watch Scoob, the movie Scoob, and that'll be a next episode. We'll do that after What If.
Well,
We got to get What If done first.
You can try to make me.
I can give it to you. I have it. Just saying. So sorry, it's not giving, it's borrowing. I'm letting you borrow it. See what I did there? See?
Yes. Better be specific.
So Karina frees Tavon's numerous captives, leaving Tavon at their mercy. And basically what happens, Tavon's tied up by his hands in the middle of the ring, and everybody is coming after him. Everybody. From the Dark Elves to Howard the Duck. They're all going after him.
Howard the Duck. That's what it was, not Darkwing Duck. I said that wrong to Kay tonight.
Howard the Duck.
When we watched it on Saturday, I was like, okay, what duck is that? I couldn't remember.
It's not Donald.
It was Howard the Duck. I was thinking Darkwing Duck, but
Darkwing Duck.
I was wrong.
Well, Disney does own both.
Yeah, there you go.
Just saying. And of course, the episode starts. We get to the end of the episode where T'Challa forgives Yondu for his deception, and they go back to Earth. They go back to Earth, where T'Challa introduces the Ravagers to his family, to his parents, his father, his sister, and his mother, and it's funny because this is where some of the comedic points come in. Of who's responsible for taking my son? You know? These two idiots.
As he spits out his drink.
Yeah, as he spits out his drink, and but he brings him up to speed on it, because when T'Challa walked in, he said to his father, "Father, these are the people who became my family and took care of me."
Yep. And he did cover for him, because he told him I was lost, and he found me and took care of me.
Yes.
When that wasn't the case.
Yeah. So that worked out very well. Now at the same time, credits roll, but there's a mid-credits scene. Lovely mid-credits scene where we see an older Peter Quill working at a Dairy Queen, and Ego walks in the door and says, "Hello, Peter. I'm your dad." And then you hear the Watcher say, "But that is a story for another time."
For another time.
So
and is almost the cause of the world ending.
Yes.
Can't forget that part.
So things are gonna get interesting, to say the least. Now, before, and the only reason why I'm doing this early is because there's a lot of Easter eggs. So, first and foremost, JT, how many what if question marks do you give it? I love.
I've been contemplating this for a while. We rewatched the episode tonight before the show.
Okay.
I'm gonna, it was a lot like the first episode for me.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. It was really cool. There were a lot of really neat references to it.
Sure.
Had a couple of really good fight scenes in it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely crossed the barrier into another dimension. I mean, there's no question about that. I'm torn between 4 and 4.5.
Okay.
So I'll go 4.25.
Okay, 4.25 question
I'll
marks.
meet it. I'll meet it in the middle.
Lady Death is giving it 4 question marks. All right,
Yep.
perfect. So I'm gonna give it
You're
4.
torn too, aren't you?
I'm giving it a 4, and
Okay.
there's a reason I'm giving it a 4. Yes, I did notice a lot of the differences in the
Hmm.
characters. I thought they were very interesting takes on them. However, obviously, the way they're leaning with some of the stuff going on, that's besides the point. But
Right.
all in all, I thought it was a great send off at the end for Chadwick Boseman. I really
Hmm.
did. I thought it was a beautiful send off. I loved what they said at the end. It was amazing, and
Yep.
and what I have to say is was it for Chadwick that I want to get the exact words because really Chadwick Boseman, don't get me wrong. I know people are going to get pissed when they recast him. You know,
Nikaya says that gets its own 4 question marks.
sure, I'm sure.
No, that gets 5.
Gets 5. It was nice to hear his voice as T'Challa again. It really was.
Hmm.
I like that they did what they did for him. You know,
Yeah.
um,
My question would be: is who are they going to replace him with?
we don't know.
Because you know they've got more Black Panthers on the
Oh,
back
I'm
burner.
sure. I'm sure.
Without a doubt. It was one of the biggest money making ventures that they've had in a while.
Yeah, and
So I
and the
they've got to
second one,
have had more written, and it's just a matter of trying to find somebody who could fill those shoes at the
yeah,
same time.
and that's the thing.
Make their own mark.
The second one is probably going to do better because people want to see it. They want to see what they're going to do, and not a lot is
Yeah.
being said about it. Not a lot is
Hmm.
being said. They're saying they're not recasting him as Black Panther.
Really?
That's what they're saying. The rumor mill is it may go to Shuri, his sister, which happened in the comics. It did happen. But who knows? This this is where What If really comes into play and Loki comes into play because
Hmm.
whatever happens, okay, they're going to basically bring in a variant of T'Challa, the Black Panther. And it's going to be a different person
Right.
and it's going to work. Whatever they're going to do, it's going to work because it's going to
Right.
be a mix up or mash up or whatever. They're going to fix the timeline. And I'm telling you, Kang the Conqueror is going to be the number one bad guy. He is going to make Thanos look like a freaking mosquito on your arm. Okay? They really are.
Neil says, who are they going to replace him with? Shaggy Doo would be a good call.
Anything's possible.
You never
Anything is
know.
possible. I'm just putting it out there. Anything's
It
possible.
is the MCU.
And that's the thing. It is the MCU, and they're basically making it worth our while to keep watching. And some people are like, oh no, I'm not going to watch anymore because of what they're doing and what they're saying. To each their own. I'm going to
Yeah.
watch it because I love Marvel. I don't really care what people are reading in between the lines, and
Right.
I'm just saying that they are eventually going to recast the Black Panther. They are eventually going to bring in a variant of him, and they are going to bring Kang the Conqueror in, and there's going to be most likely the Secret Wars with the Skrulls, and it's going to be chaos in the MCU. It really is.
Mhm.
It really is.
I think it would be a mistake not to recast him.
I agree.
It's gonna be hard to find the right person,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it would be a mistake to at least not try.
Yeah.
You at least have to try. It's
Sure.
hard shoes to fill. the person and their personality and everything would have to be just right.
Yep.
But I think it would be a mistake to not try.
Sure.
At least try, and find somebody
Sure.
to take that role.
Absolutely.
You know.
So let's get into the Easter eggs. There's a lot of Easter eggs in this. A lot. The first one is T'Challa's necklace. T'Challa's actually wearing his Black Panther claws. If you didn't notice it, it's
And
right under his coat.
isn't he wearing the necklace that he turned down because there was two of them?
Yes.
When his sister introduced them, there was two of them. There was the one that he's wearing, which he didn't take. He took the other one that was not. I would say it was not so gaudy.
It was purple. It was the purple one. So
And
now you got to remember though. He's Star-Lord in this. He's only wearing the claws.
Right.
That's not
Right.
the Black Panther suit. He
Right.
doesn't have it. He doesn't have the Black Panther suit. Technically, his father is still the Black Panther.
right.
Okay. And Lady Death says, how in the hell did he get that? No
He was
idea.
wearing it.
He was wearing it. It's just a
He
necklace.
was wearing it when he ran out.
It's just a necklace that he was wearing when he ran out, you know? Now, the other thing is, did you notice his jacket? And this is the parallel universes here. T'Challa's jacket was purple. Peter Quill's jacket was red. So it was the color of Black Panther. He had the colors. He was wearing the colors.
Well, I mean, that makes sense because, he, in a way, he was still the Black Panther. He just never actually took over the role or was coronated as the Black Panther. But he was still part of that world.
Yes.
He was still part of Wakanda. He was still part of the royal family. He was still the one who was going to take over
Yep.
when his father died. So he would still have had access to those things.
Yep. Absolutely. Now, the other thing is, Lady Death says, I know it's just a necklace, but I don't recall him having it when he got picked up as a kid. But you got to remember, apparently Yondu went back to, bring him back home, and Wakanda was destroyed. Think about it. In Guardians of the Galaxy, they've gone back to Earth God knows how many times, and they've stolen items. They're thieves. They're thieves. How else are you going to get a Zune with over 300-something songs on it? I mean, come on. Yeah. The other thing is all the cameos. There were a lot of cameos. You had Drax. Drax was in there as a cameo. You didn't see Gamora, Rocket, or Groot, because now things are going differently. Drax is a bartender, okay? His home world was never destroyed. He has his wife and daughter.
And T'Challa saved his home world.
Yeah. T'Challa saved it. Nebula is a friend, so that's a good thing. Thanos isn't a villain. We already mentioned that. And then, of course, you have the Collector's Collection. We do see the Dark Elves in there from Thor the Dark World. Howard the Duck. Cosmo the dog, who gets a lift back home. He's stowaway on the ship.
Cool. I thought it was cool that they saved the dog.
And I love that Seth Green reprised his role for Howard the Duck, and he had more than 2 lines. That was cool. And it was just one of those. He's the guy who has everything. Now the other thing is, did you notice the Collector's collection of weapons?
Oh, yeah. First thing I caught was Captain America's shield.
What else?
They had the dark matter knife.
What else?
I didn't catch out all of them, but a lot of stuff from the Avengers.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Mjolnir. Thor's hammer. Hanging right next to Captain America's shield. Okay.
The shield caught my attention, so.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's literally, it's right next to the shield. You can't miss it.
Apparently you can.
Well, you can.
Neil says, but did Cosmo the dog have a 1969 Oldsmobile Toronado like the Pink Panther?
No, but that would be cool. Uh, I love how he keeps bringing up that stuff.
He's awesome.
He is. I love him. Uh, so now you have a case that's worthy of holding Thor's hammer. By the way, and then of course you have the Necro Sword, which is actually the very first symbiote in Marvel Comics. That's in there, and that was basically fused with Venom way back. Actually, I don't even remember the comic it was in. But at the same time, Gore the God Butcher used the Necro Sword, which is the main bad in Thor Love and Thunder. So we're going to see that coming up in, I think it's next year, next May, I think it is. So that'll be interesting to see come into the main timeline. Malekith's dagger is in there. And, it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least of all the different weapons that were there, and how it links to Thor. So we may see some of that crossing over a little bit. Now, we also have the episode tag. Clearly, what if T'Challa became Star-Lord? You didn't see Peter Quill until the end, because he was never abducted by Yondu. So we see him at a Dairy Queen, the same Dairy Queen that they show in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 with Ego and Peter's mom. That's a big Easter egg as well. And, he basically wants to take over the world. He wants to destroy planets. Now,
Right.
Obviously, not all of the MCU characters were able to reprise their roles. I don't think Chris Pratt reprised his role as Peter. I know Dave Bautista did not do Drax. So there's obviously a lot of different actors that they couldn't get back because of conflicts and the wonderful pandemic and all that good stuff. So, people had to get recast. It happens. But all in all, I can say that the whole dedication to Chadwick Boseman was really great. Nobody knew he was sick. Nobody knew he was dying. And it just happened. It just happened. So the dedication was absolutely amazing when it came to this episode. All in all, I'm still giving it a 4. It's 4 question marks for me. Simple as that. But there's a lot of things that tie to Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor. It's all there. And even Captain America. It's all there. It's all... I have a feeling we're going to see at least maybe an hour-long episode sooner or later. Which may be all these characters combined. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do one-offs or if they're going to combine some of the characters. I have no idea. But all in all, I did like episode 2. So far, I'm liking them.
Yeah, I mean, they're what I like about them is they're a look into what could be.
Yes.
What could have been, what would have happened, like this episode, if T'Challa would have been a Star-Lord instead of the Black Panther.
Yes.
What if Captain America wasn't Steve Rogers didn't become Captain America, but, Captain Peggy did.
Yes.
Captain Carter and those kind of things. It's to me, I love the look out into, what could have been.
It'll be
so
interesting.
that in itself is keeping it interesting for me. Plus the animation and the special effects and everything is truly top of the line.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm liking it. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do next. Captain Country says, put all the characters together and write the damn script, Mr. Sully. You've got it nailed, son. Crack on. I could.
And it makes you wonder, are they fishing for storylines? You know, are they taking
Um,
some of these storylines that they're playing with here and seeing, okay, what are the most popular episodes? You know,
yeah.
what episodes are getting the biggest reactions? You know, it can't help but make me wonder, you know, if they're fishing. I know that the MCU is like laid out for years to come,
Sure.
you know, but anything can change.
Yeah.
You know, so it kind of makes me wonder, you know, are they maybe looking for something new, you know, that they could, you know, we got great reaction off of this kind of scenario thing. You know, let's bring in
Yeah.
somebody new to expand things a little bit, you know, or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Those are just the things running through my head.
And you know, it's funny. I'm kind of doing a like placing two and two together where if you look back to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2,
Hmm.
Stan Lee was hanging around with the Watchers, right? The race of
Hmm.
Watchers.
Hmm.
And you saw it, you know, the Rocket and Yondu went flying by, and you see him talking to the three of them, the three Watcher races. If you think about it, he was kind of like an informant for them. He wasn't a
Hmm.
Watcher, but he was, this is what's going on, guys. You need to take a look at
Right.
this, you know?
Right.
And you know, him telling them all these stories. So I like where they're going. I really do. I like where they're going. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the next coming
Yeah.
weeks. You know, will JT's theory be a good one? I don't know. I
Who
think it'd be
knows? You
pretty
know,
sweet.
I'm due.
You are due for a good theory,
I'm
especially when it
due,
comes
but you
to
know,
this.
is it actually gonna come to fruition?
Yeah,
Who knows?
especially when it comes to this type of topic, because you're the one
Yeah.
who is outside of the
I'm
spectrum.
way on the outside of
Yeah.
it. You know, it's and like you said before, you know, that can be a good thing because I can see things that maybe
Yes.
you can't as being as involved with it as you are.
Correct.
So,
Yes.
well, it'll be interesting to see how things go, and I'm looking forward to the future episodes too.
Yeah.
You know, I really want. I mean, and you know me, I'm not a fan. I'm not a big zombies guy and all
Oh,
this
I
stuff.
can't wait
But
for that
I'm sorry,
episode.
you show me zombie Captain America in a freaking teaser, and I'm there.
I can't wait for that episode. That's going to be a
You
great
know,
episode. It really
um,
is, because that
actually, I
that
can
is
tell
based
you.
off a comic.
Yeah, I can tell you what episode is going to be next if you want me to.
Oh, what episode is going to be next?
Now, let's see
Ooh.
here.
Ooh. I'm
Oh,
intrigued.
damn it! No, I can't. No, I can't. They're just showing the episode numbers, but they're not putting the names out.
Ah.
Bastards!
Ah. Gotcha.
Damn it!
Damn it all to hell, you bastards. It'll
Right?
be interesting
Exactly.
to say the least. It really will.
Yeah.
And I've said it before. Don't get me wrong. I love binging things, but at the same time, I like things being released a week at a time.
Yeah.
I really do. I like episodes being released a week at a time. You know, especially if it's good. If it's good and it keeps my attention, I like that.
It wouldn't mean as much if they were to sit there and drop all 10 episodes at one time and say, go for it, folks. You
Yeah.
know, and we sit here and binge watch them like a freaking movie. It takes away from the whole purpose of the thing,
Yeah,
of
and I think it.
making you sit there for a week thinking about the things that have happened in the first two episodes or the first eight episodes
Yeah,
and sitting there going, holy crap, man, you know, what is going to happen
what's
next?
gonna happen next?
You know, and you don't know until it comes out and you see what the title is.
So I just did a search here,
Hmm.
and I can tell you that the characters that are slated to appear, we've got Lady Sif, Ramonda, which is Black Panther's mother. Uh, Lake Bell is going to be doing the voice of Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. Paul Bettany's doing the Vision. Leslie Bibb is doing Christina Everhart, who I forget what book she's in. Hell, I forget where she even came in. If I remember correctly, that's probably a Spider-Man character or maybe even a Daredevil character. So that'll be interesting. Surtur is going to be back. James Rhodey's back. Doctor Strange. That'll be a interesting one. Darcy Lewis, Hank Pym. They've got just about everybody back to play their original characters. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next. It really will. And we will find out that coming up on this Wednesday for episode 3 of What If. Guys, if you like what we do, thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, Avenger Pretenders. You can do that at anchor.fm/The Sully Show because, well, that's the only one, and I can't create multiple show pages, which stinks. But the Avenger Pretenders is live every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern while we're talking about these wonderful new episodes for the MCU, which is fantastic, starring one geek and a redneck. That would be JT. So, with that being said, we will see you guys next week on Avenger Pretenders. And for everybody else, since I did that wonderful thing, The Sully Show is live tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll have a whole bunch of new topics to talk about. Hopefully we'll get into the trailer park. Maybe we'll do that in the first hour. That'll be really, really cool. And don't forget, Shout Out with JT will be live this Thursday. So for those that are still in the chat, don't go anywhere. Stay in the chat. We are going to do a raid because we like sharing the love. We do. We like sharing the love with all these wonderful Twitch streamers because we can. And you know what? The more we raid, the more we help build up another person's channel, the better off we're going to be. So let's see who is live right now so we can do a nice little raid. It'll be fun, folks. It'll be fun. Let's see here. Dozy Ho is live. Dozy Ho, she's a good streamer. She's playing Valorant right now. So, guys, what I'm going to suggest is use the Accidental Punch logo twice with Punchers Unite, and then the logo again, especially if you are a subscriber to the channel. If you're not, you could just say Punchers Unite. So let's get it going. Dozy Ho, that's who we're going to raid, folks. That is who we're gonna raid at Dozy Ho. Yes, that is her actual screen name, Dozy Ho. So guys, we will see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern for the Sully Show. Yes, for the Sully Show. It's going to be wonderful. Again, Punchers Unite. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a great one. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye.